Good morning, boys and girls. This morning we're going to read a story, How Rocket Learned to Read. And I have a little Tweety Bird helper.
Tweet, tweet.
And we're going to learn the word little. Little. Okay. Rocket loved to play. He loved to chase leaves and chew sticks. He loved to listen to the birds sing. Every fall morning, after chasing leaves, Rocket would lie down in his favorite spot under his favorite tree. He'd love to sniff the neighborhood smells and settle in for a good nap. But one day, a little yellow bird startled Rocket.
Tweet, tweet.
"Aw, my first student. Wonderful," she sang. Rocket was confused. "Student? I'm not a..." "But if I am your teacher," the little bird interrupted, "then you must be my student." Rocket found it hard to argue with the little bird. "I am so glad you saw my sign," the bird chirped. "Oh yes, I could see it," Rocket said, "but I don't know how to read." "Can't read? Fantastic!" She waved her wing. "Welcome to the classroom." "But I just came here to nap," Rocket said. No, there will be no napping in class," declared the bird, "except, of course, during nap time." "Well, then I can nap over here," said Rocket. "I've had a very busy morning." "Not to worry, I'll be around every day," chirped the little birdie, "until the weather breaks." As Rocket breathed the crisp air, the little yellow bird...
Tweet, tweet.
"Aw, the wondrous, mighty, gorgeous alphabet. She's marveled. Where it all began. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me?" Opening up a book, the bird began to read. She sang out the story of the unlucky dog named Buster who lost his favorite bone. A cool breeze carried her lively voice across the yard. At first, Rocket was disturbed. But before long, he found himself captivated. To Rocket, the story was delicious and earthy smells of fall. It was exciting as chasing leaves. He closed his eyes and listened to every word. As Buster dug and dug under the lilac bush, the bird read. He felt something familiar. Rocket waited. Was it the bone, he wondered? Silence. Was it the bone, he called to the bird? More silence. Was it the bone? Rocket hollered. Suddenly, he was rushing to the tree. Well, was it? But the little yellow bird was gone.
Tweet, tweet.
The next morning, Rocket arrived early. At last, the little yellow bird appeared.
Tweet, tweet.
"Hello, how wonderful to see you in class," she chirped. "I can tell by your waggy tail that you are well rusted." "I'd like to hear the end of the story, please," said Rocket. "That seemed like a fine way to start the day," chirped the bird. She gave Rocket a name tag and began to read. Every day, Rocket returned to the little yellow bird's classroom.
Tweet, tweet.
In the morning, the bird taught him a new letter, until he had learned all the wondrous, mighty, gorgeous alphabet. Together, they sang out the sounds of each letter that makes spelled and sounds they heard all around them. With a G and many R's, they spelled Mr. Barker's growl. Grrr. They spelled the sound of wind, which was growling colder by the day. Whoosh! Soon they were spelling words like fall for the gusty time of year and red for the color of the leaves. And each afternoon, the bird read a story. She read stories about dogs and birds. She read about leaves changing colors and about birds flying south for the winter. Then one day the weather turned and the little banner disappeared. "See you again in the glorious spring," the little bird sang. And she flew into the wintry sky. She called, "Don't forget, words are built one letter at a time." The days grew shorter and the leaves fell from the trees. The grass became crunchy. Soon Rocket's classroom disappeared under the snow. He remembered the little yellow bird's alphabet and practicing his little letters.
Tweet.
Rocket thought about the bird's sweet chirp while he sounded out words like dig and wind and cold. He made new friends and he spelled their names. "Hello, Emma." "Hi there, Fred." He spelled everything. Sun, melt. When Rocket spelled mud, he knew that spring has always been returning. The breeze blew warmer and the grass grew greener, and the sign appeared. "Class starts tomorrow." Early the next morning, Rocket rushed to his classroom. As he waited, he spelled wag. Soon the little yellow bird arrived.
Tweet, tweet.
"Hey, hey, my star student," she sang. "How wonderful to see you. I can tell your waggy tail that you are ready for class." Then together they began to read. They read stories about birds flying north in the spring. They read about picnics in the warm sun. And they read about Buster, the lucky dog who found his bone under the lilac bush. And when they were all done, they read it again and again and again. The end. I hope you guys enjoyed the book and the little birdie.